Welcome to my thought for Sunday, or we could say a Sunday thought. Today, I'm going to talk about acceptance. One of the things that I think is hardest for us as humans, mainly because we want to have things the way we want them. We don't necessarily want to accept that it's going to be this way or that way. And so what we end up doing is we get upset, or we don't accept what I think of as 100%, because it's when we accept things at 100% that we actually make decisions about changing or creating a change or looking at something from a different perspective. Now, there's been a lot going on in the last 2 months, and most of us have been in lockdown. I was lucky in some ways. For the most part of the lockdown, I was really ill, and it didn't matter the little things. Like, for instance, my hair is so long. It's been since I was a kid when it got cut off. Nails, other things that can happen. Not, for me, the hardest thing is I began to get well, no travel. Now I could get in my car and I could go to the store. I could and I have taken little drives around the local area, but I have friends I wanted to go see and I haven't seen for a long time now. That's maybe a day away. Can't do that. So now that lockdown is beginning to come to an end, I've taken a look around to see what exactly am I accepting here, the limitation that's going on and still will be going on for some time. Is it part of it? Me often wonders, is it really necessary? But that's another story. So how do we accept limitations? How do we accept what is happening and you can't get what you want to do? Basically, it's about looking at what's reality. I often say isness is the key to look at. Excuse me, what is the isness of the moment? What is really going on? And what is it your emotion doesn't want to accept or to look at or to deal with? Friends that I have spoken to in the last while, because now I can do that, I can find, they seem to have accepted this is how it is. And made accommodations for that, created new hobbies, done a lot of work. Which actually I probably would have been done if I had been feeling well. Now, for instance, I had to accept this week, I intended to do a live streaming midweek, but I overdid it a couple of days before that. And what happened was I just did not have the energy to put it together. So I had to accept that it would be better not to do something than to do it when it's half. And very often that's exactly what happens. We take a look at what's going on in our lives, how is it working, what can we do? And by accepting what the reality is. I recently had a client actually where he said something to me. I said he when I needed to have said they. They said something to me and I said, without thinking, as I often do right away, said, oh, you're an idealist. Now, an idealist means that they have a picture of how it is supposed to be, and it's very up in the air, like it's the idealistic state. And what happens with that a lot is that when you get to be an idealist, or you could say have a point of view that this is how you want it to be no matter what, not looking at what reality is, when the reality comes in, you drop. And you're sad, you're hurt, you're whatever goes on. It's like setting yourself up for pain, actually, because when you drop into reality, it isn't always easy to accept. And so sometimes it's easy to stay in our idealistic state rather than being locked down into some other state of viewpoint. But at some point in time, reality comes in. And that idealism, that expectation that you had that it's going to be this way or that way, crashes into the reality. And you have to look at it and accept it. Because until you accept it 100%, you will not do anything about it. You'll just feel hurt and upset and still be holding on to your idealistic viewpoint. So what is the answer? Acceptance. to accept what is, accept what you can't change, accept and look at what it is you really want to do so that you can go out and create. There is a force in the universe that wants you to have and to be happy, actually, is to be happy, to know love, to understand love, to be with love. And when we get caught up in how it's supposed to look and how it's supposed to be, or they did this and they did that, we're not staying within ourselves. We're not staying in our hearts. We're not staying in that sense that says we could just have to accept this and decide what we want to do about it. I have accepted I cannot go visit my friend that I want to go see. I had to because it just wasn't working. Also, I probably couldn't drive that far right now. So there's that acceptance level too. But at the same point, I'm looking forward to the day when I can. And as the lockdown that we've all been in for these months lessens, I think on Tuesday, there's a Sunday, Tuesday, that starts lessening. Things will start going back, we call a normal. But will it be normal? Will it be the way that we were used to? I think there's still a lot of restrictions and there's a lot of things that go on. So in the meantime, we accept that. We accept this is what the law is. This is what we need to do. This is how we go about it. We may not like it. We may fight against it. That was supposed to say we fight against it. I jumped over the word against. And then what we end up doing is just doing what we need to do. I know I will be glad to go get my hair cut. And I know that everybody who hasn't had their hair cut will want to go have their hair cut. So I've already accepted I'm going to wait a wee while so the backlog can be brought up. I know I have to go to the dentist. Same thing. I know that I went to see my eye specialist just the other day with a mask on. And so that was an interesting experience. As he said, 3 minutes to see you and 5 minutes to clean everything down in between. And so, of course, he was running late because he had to clean off all, and it's quite a lot. He said to me, you don't mind it, it's a bit damp still, right? And I said, no, it's okay. I don't mind that. I'll accept the dampness on my rear end while I can get my eyes done and get out of here with a mask on, because I don't normally walk around with one. Anyway, this is my Sunday thought. I trust that you think about what you have accepted, what you don't want to accept, and what you can do about it if you did accept. And I wish you well for this coming week. And remember, you can always contact me through my website at normacowie.com. Blessings.